Good morning, Bitcoin. Today is Tuesday, March 6th, 2018. My name is Thomas Hunt, and here's what's happening today in Bitcoin. The price of Bitcoin was down 5.4% in the last 24 hours, with a last of 10,838, a high of 11,664, and a low of 10,782. That's $1 for 9,242 Satoshi. The Mayer multiple is 1.22, below the average of 1.47. The world is changing. So is the Guardian. Bitcoin billboard spotted by our friend Sonny Ray. FinCEN money transmitter rules apply to ICO developers and exchanges. The Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, FinCEN, has published a letter Tuesday that indicates the U.S. agency will apply its regulations to those who conduct initial coin offerings. Contrary to popular belief that believed ICOs would be marked as securities, instead they're going after them for not fulfilling their AML, anti-money laundering, and know your customer rules. As the letter states, a developer that sells convertible virtual currency, including in the form of ICO coins or tokens, in exchange for another type of value that substitutes for a currency, is a money transmitter and must comply with AML/CFT requirements that apply to this type of money service businesses. An exchange that sells ICO coins or tokens or exchanges them for other virtual currency, fiat currency, or any other value that substitutes for currency would typically also be a money transmitter. Washington, D.C.-based CoinDesk is fighting against this agreement, saying that now a group that conducts an ICO that involves U.S. residents that hasn't been registered with FinCEN as a money transmitter may be charged with a felony under federal law. That's right. Previous ICO, both coders and exchanges, may be charged with felonies for not following KYC, AML regulations on their ICOs. Story developing. A decade from now, Bitcoin is more likely to be $100 than $100,000, says a Harvard economist who hasn't liked Bitcoin from the beginning. He predicted Bitcoin would go down, and then he predicted Bitcoin would go down, and now he's predicting that Bitcoin will go down again. He says that it's regulation that will cause Bitcoin to go down. But he says the problem is Bitcoin can so easily be used for money laundering. As he says here, you could be talking about cash or you could be talking about Bitcoin. If you take away the possibility of money laundering and tax evasion, its actual uses as a transaction vehicle are very small. Reminds me of cash. I wonder if they'll get rid of cash as well. As he says, though, regulation would have to be worldwide to stop the threat of Bitcoin violating money laundering rules. It really needs to be global regulation. Even if the US cracks down on it and China cracks down, but Japan doesn't, people will still be able to launder money through Japan. It's almost like he's talking about the future here. Global regulation. That happens so often. Finally, back to Twitter and crypto spam. Kraken has had to close their Twitter support at Kraken Support because the account was permanently banned by Twitter for violating their rules. What rules were they violating? They were warning you about the spam that seems to grow on every crypto message placed on Twitter. As you can see here from Kraken's actual message describing how they can no longer point out scams, we have scam number 1 at Lenov6236Voven pretending to be Kraken Exchange. Of course, promising to give away 5,000 Ether if you'd only send them 0.3 to 0.5. The more you send, the more they'll send you. Followed by 4 fake comments using interesting characters to make their messages look different or perhaps to not match spam filters. I'm not sure why they're using these characters. But as you can see, these are supposed to be the real people agreeing with the spam. and this is the good company getting banned for fighting the spam. Twitter has a major problem with this spam. Even though my friend DJ Booth built this tool to fight the spam, to identify it, this tweet went viral. It's my most popular tweet ever. Maybe I should have mentioned the show, but 163 retweets, 520 favorites. The people clearly support this idea. The people are clearly against this Twitter spam. It does no good for anybody if all these noobs get ripped off. And DJ's Booth, his tweet itself, 274 retweets, 1,500 favorites. People want this. Twitter, what's wrong with you? Why aren't you fighting this spam? And the same goes for YouTube. Half my comments are spam. I have to go through them every day, and they're starting to have these follow-on comments to try to make it seem more legitimate. It's the same thing. They're trying to get you to send your Bitcoin, or these days your Ethereum, to them so that you'll send them more. Don't fall for this. Don't spread it. If you see it, mark it spam. But we do need a larger solution from Twitter at the source. At the same time, they asked me to mention in the comments that Twitter has recently been banning a variety of crypto accounts. I think at Dan Darkpill was banned. This other guy, Menendez or Liamnez or something, he was banned. Several others were banned. Not sure if these are proper bans or not. Not sure if these people quit or were banned or what the situation is, but that's developing as well. There's also been rumblings of conservatives being banned from Twitter as well, along with the whole Alex Jones InfoWars allegedly being banned from YouTube, but maybe not. And also they might have broken the rules. So you do have to look at the rules of the platform you're on. You have free speech within those rules. Actually, free speech doesn't apply. It's a totally different issue. But let's keep rolling. Pamela Morgan is shouting out against the bankless times, saying that this is the worst estate planning advice she's seen in a long time. Do not put your keys in your will. It often becomes a public record and you will lose your crypto assets. Also, you don't need to trust third parties. For those of you who haven't heard, Pamela Morgan at Third Key Solutions has been working to help you secure your Bitcoins, and now has been working to help you have a will, have some kind of record left behind, so that if something bad happens, your Bitcoins or other assets could be transferred to your family or friends or wife, whatever. Basic information here, I want to say all the time, even Pamela gave me this advice personally. If you just take a piece of paper and outline what you have, where you have it, and where you want it to go, sign it and date it, put it in a desk drawer, God forbid nothing bad happens, that's a lot better than not having that piece of paper. It's not an official will or testament. You don't have to go to a lawyer. Like she's saying here, you don't have to put your keys in that piece of paper. You could have a scavenger hunt like the Winklevi. They split various pieces of their soul, their Horcrux, the keys to their Bitcoin all over the world, and now they can't be hacked. I think the Glacier protocol is something similar. You could get one of those. You could split the key in half. You could hide it in a book. There's a variety of things you can do to help pass down your assets. You don't have to lose them. I don't want to horrify you, but she had a poll recently where everyone voted if they were prepared or not, and there was an option for I'll live forever. And I think 70% of the Bitcoiners thought they were going to live forever. So it's better to write it down on a piece of paper, start to have a plan for this, develop a system. And the same thing for your taxes. Develop a system of where your assets are, plan to pay them, figure out how to calculate it. Websites like Coin Report or something like that are very useful for this. They'll generate a profit and loss statement that you can look at all your trades. You can link into the APIs. It's not that hard. Bruce Fenton, maybe his best tweet ever. He describes most crypto introductions. Hey, do you know that guy? Yep. Is he cool? Very. Will his project fail? Likely. Are they crazy? Hell yeah. Are they going to rob or con me? I hope not. Do you like them? We're good friends. Do you trust them? Hell no. This is crypto. Great tweet from Bruce. Good job. And finally, a U.S. city mulls an 18-month moratorium on Bitcoin mining. A city in the backwards state of New York is being backwards. Plattsburgh is worried about commercial mining operations that could bring money to the city, filling their empty buildings and using their electricity. Some reminder that We live in a society where the free-thinking, open-minded people are called crazy, and the ignorant, closed-minded people are normal. The ignorant are ignorant of their ignorance. And finally, knowledge makes humble. Ignorance makes proud. Speaking of ignorant and proud, Old Dirty Bastard is launching his own Bitcoin. You can finally give your money to the Wu-Tang Clan. As the article says, at this point, it would almost be faster for us to compile a list of celebrities who aren't releasing their own cryptocurrency, rather than trying to make a list of those who are. Always a good sign to get onto the bandwagon late. Guaranteed success. And local news is checking into Bitcoin. We better call Jackson. Is Bitcoin worth the risk? As he says, if you send your Bitcoin to a wrong address, it's gone. That's dangerous. But the guy who did that bought his Bitcoin at $500 a coin. That's profit. Should I get profit and be dangerous? That's what risk is all about. You don't have to call Jackson. You can just calculate your own risk. Bitcoin's dip below 11,000 puts bulls on shaky ground. More analysis from CoinDesk, who says on the 4-hour chart, we've got moving averages that gave mixed messages. The 5-day moving averages and 10-day moving averages are sloping upward in favor of the bulls. However, the 50-day moving average is still pointing bearishly down. His view, Bitcoin could drop below 10,900, 10,600, as indicated by the bearish setup on the 4-hour chart. However, only a daily close below the 10-day moving average, now at 10,837, would signal bullish invalidation. The worst case scenario, a daily close below the descending 50-day moving average, could yield a sell-off to 7,960. On the other side, a close above the inverse head and shoulders neckline would open up gains towards $17,000 a coin. As Marcus Aurelius said, think well to write well to think well. Clean writing is clear thinking. Unclear writing is usually the product of unclear thinking. 20 years ago today, the Coen brothers introduced us to the Dude, Walter, Donnie, and many more. If the Big Lebowski isn't your thing, well, that's just like your opinion, man. Congratulations to the Big Lebowski on a great 20 years. It was a great film then. It's a great film now. And if you like the Big Lebowski, check out Mad Bitcoin's parody of the Big Lebowski, the Bit Lebowski. Link is in the description below. We're about out of time. Thanks so much for watching this episode of Today in Bitcoin. Be sure to give us a thumbs up. They're free. You can like all the videos you want. Free, free, free. And if you haven't subscribed down below, be sure to subscribe. We do these videos almost every day. And we'll probably be back tomorrow with another episode of Today in Bitcoin. Until next time, bye-bye.